They're right on the edge. You can feel them around the edge. I know they can do it in a timeshare. I can think of hundreds of tables I was on where they're right on the edge, like they're thinking about making decisions. You can see them painfully in agony wanting to make the right decision or not, but they were just so stuck in fear. And if there's one or two words that you can say at the right time, it's going to do what? Push them over the edge.
Hey, this is Blake Sloan. I've been selling real estate over 14 years. Our team of highly trained professionals, along with our unmatched marketing, has sold thousands of homes here in the Myrtle Beach area, and this is how we do it.
And that's where you want to make sure that you're good at, and you have these in your quiver, right? Your tool belt, so to speak, to use. So we talked about that last week was best case, worst case. You remember what that was? Right? So best case, worst case. At the end of the day, both of these options are risk-free for you. Right? Remember that part? At the end of the day, you can walk out the door, or you can sign up today and get a guarantee that's risk-free to you. But only one of these will actually get you close to your goal. Super simple, right? So that's if they're about to walk out, it's very uncomfortable, it's about to be over, and say, look, at the end of the day, both of these options are risk-free for you. You can get up right now out of that chair and walk out and continue to live your life and still not be able to have a house. Or, right, you can sit here and take advantage today, you can sign it, and then go talk to your wife about it. And if she likes it, you're great. If not, guess what? Risk-free, you can cancel anytime. But only one of these two options will actually get you close to your goal. Which one do you think it is? And so that's that last hook to bring him in there in that scenario. All right? And so the other piece of that, best case, worst case, here's what you want to say. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. What does that mean, you think? We're going to walk it out together, right? We're going to walk the scenario out. So, like you said, base case scenario, you sign up, I get you the best lending, you get an amazing deal, you save $20,000, you finally start building equity in your dream home. Would that be a great outcome for you? Yes. Worst case, you do this, you don't have that happen. I don't do what I said I would, but then I let you out the agreement, the cancellation guarantee, risk-free. Worst case, you only wasted a little bit of time, but you're at least further along the process with lenders and market knowledge. Does that sound fair enough? So make sure if you get to the back, you can have that conversation. Now, you may not remember that whole thing. What are you going to be able to say? Just go in your mind. I want you to remember this saying right here. Best case, worst case. Let's play it out and make that shit up as you go if you have to. Right? So I'm going to say, best case, blank, and think of some really good shit that you can do as an agent. Best case scenario. Right? You take advantage of this today. I'm going to look at my lender is going to get you the absolute best rates, better than anybody else, to get you qualified for the most amount of money. I'm going to go through, show you the best deals, get you access before anyone else, and it'll probably save you $20,000, $30,000 off the price and help you start building long-term equity as an investor, as a first-time buyer, as a second home, whatever the scenario is. Tailor it to them. So I need that subconscious to record it very, very close to them. Right? Would that be a good, and then ask the same thing. Would that be a good outcome? Question mark. What am I doing that for? What's that called? An anchor. Would that be a good outcome? Yes. So I'm anchoring in their mind that that's doable. You can even take it further. Do you think that's possible? Based on what you've seen here? Yes. Worst case, and I can tailor that to where I think their fear is. Worst case, I'm like that last agent you had that you didn't like, and let's say I don't deliver up to what I said I was going to do, and I may not even, I get you a lender, but then I don't answer my telephone, you're miserable, and you find something else. And worst case, guess what? I let you out the agreement with a cancellation guarantee, and you only wasted a little bit of time, but you at least got a lender, and you got some more market knowledge. Would that at least be fair enough if you could do that? Whatever it is. Make it up. But I have that written out for you. I'll read it for you one time. Best case, you sign up, I get the best lending, I get you an amazing deal, I save you $20,000, you finally start building equity in your dream home. Would that be a great outcome? Question mark. Worst case, you do this, you don't have that happen. What I mean that is this doesn't happen. You hear me? Worst case, you don't have that happen. I don't do what I said I would. Then I'll let you out the agreement per the cancellation guarantee. And then worst case, you only wasted a little bit of time, but you're further along the process with lenders and market knowledge. Is that fair enough? Here's where you close them at. Because the only other option you have this is the close kind of. Because the only other option you have is to walk out that door and not to take advantage of that day, and guess what? You're right back to where you started at before you came in here today. Is that going to get you any closer to your goal? Whatever it is in that scenario. At least this one's got a shot. What's that designed to do? Get them make the obvious choice, but get them over the hump, right? So I say, in that scenario, the only option you have is to walk out this door today out of fear and not take advantage of it. That one's guaranteed not to get you to your goal. At least this one here at least got a shot. And if you want to get really cool with it, what can you do? Write on a piece of paper. Write out best case, write out worst case, flip it upside down. Circle it. Best case scenario, right? Your visual, you're getting to the closed piece. Best case scenario, X, Y, Z. I rolled through what I just talked about. Worst case scenario, I don't do what I said I would. I'll let you out with a cancellation guarantee. And the only thing you do is waste a little bit of time, but at least you're a little bit further in the process because you talked to a lender and you got some market knowledge. Would that at least be okay? Yes, great. Well, the only option you have is walk out this door today, not take advantage of either one of these, and find yourself right back where you started out. Is that going to get you any closer to your goal? No, right? At least these options move you closer to your goal. Would you agree? Boom. If I circle that, what is that? It's a visual close to get them to move forward, right? We use that all the time when we were in timeshare in that scenario. Is it helpful to you guys? Make sense? So just add that to your thing. Write down best case, worst case. What I want you to do is just write out your own perfect one. I just wrote that one as an example. But you can make it up on the fly if you're good enough by just doing what we talked about in the other one. All right, I'm going to give you guys a couple other ones. This is another one too. This goes back to what we're talking about, right? So I saved this one. So remember we got to the closer and I said, how long have you been searching for? Said 1 year, right? And said, hey, have you consider that you've already thought about it? You've actually been thinking about it for over 365 days. I'm going to have you consider that. But you guys write this down. You have to change to change. I'm going to consider that sometimes you got to change to change. I'm also consider that the way you've been doing things in the past is what has you sitting in that seat in front of me today. I'm going to have you consider that the way you've been doing things in the past has you sitting in that seat in front of me today. What is this doing here? The way you've been doing things in the past is what has you sitting in that seat in front of me today. Meaning that we've been thinking about things for 12 months, and guess what? We still don't have what?
No action.
No action. In the meantime, what's happened?
I'm missing out on houses.
Missed out on houses, interest rates have doubled, and prices continue to climb. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So sometimes thinking about things actually hurt you instead of help you. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, we've already thought about it. You mentioned earlier you want to move, and that it was a must for you. The only thing we have to do today is take action on it, and today's action is the first step. Let's take that first step together and let me help you, and get you where you need to go. Does that make sense? So I can use that change to change. But I want you guys, if you have a think about her, however you want to call it, use the change to change one. James, how do you consider that thinking about it, like you mentioned, is what's got you in the seat that you're sitting in today? Sometimes we have to change because you doing that and thinking about things is what has you searching for a house for a year. I've had some people come in on a Monday, they had an offer written by Friday, and guess what? They moved in and built equity. Do you think he or she had to think about it? No, they were committed. I need you to be committed today to take that first step with me. That sound fair enough? Whatever it is. Is that a hard close? Yeah, but that's what they need because guess what? The thinking abouters need somebody to do what? Make a decision. Right? That's what my whole goal there is to do within that scenario. Here's the other one that's hard. We talked about the best way to overcome the lack of authority. What do you think lack of authority part means?
They're not seeing you as an authority figure.
No, this is they don't have the decision. They don't have the ability to make the decision. So I need to talk to my wife, my husband, my spouse, my kids, my dad, right? Whatever it is, if they have that and they have that, what does that tell you? That person has the power over them. The easiest close is what? How long have you been married? Right? Do they trust you? They know you're here today. Now that may not work every time, so I'm going to give you something else for that in that scenario. Here's what you find though. When most people say that they can't make the decision, what they're really saying is what? They're scared. And so what I'm going to do, what you find is, you want to get their real objection out. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to ask them the simple question. This is super powerful. Let me ask you this. Let's say it's your wife, right? I say, what part of the program do you think your wife will be most opposed to?
Opposed? I don't know. I really didn't think she liked it all.
Great. Then what's stopping you from moving forward today and taking advantage of that?
Nothing in this one.
What they may say is what? What do you think they may tell you? What's the most likely objection?
I just want to ask.
I don't want to have to sign an agreement. Right? I want to sign an agreement. I want to be obligated to one certain agent. Whatever it is, that's probably what they're going to say. Right? And so what, if they tell you that, what does that mean? That's their fear. So what this does, this question of asking, hey, look, let me ask you this. What do you think, what part about the program is your wife going to be most opposed to? When you get that answer, what they're telling you is what? What they're most opposed to. Which is super important. So I'm going to be able to use that in that scenario. And so I just go with that. Hey, I totally appreciate that, but you told me earlier that this was unlike anything you've ever seen before to help you. So let's talk one-on-one. What's you're most fearful of? Right? You kind of address that right here. Great. Let's talk about what you're most afraid of. This is another close for the husband or wife, or the dad, or the mom. Right? So you want to know what their scenario is. Let's say they're a first-time buyer. They're renting somewhere. They want to be able to buy their own dream house. Or they're a seller who needs to sell and move to their grandkids, whatever it is. Right? So you want to ask. Let me ask you a question. Does your wife approve of your current struggle? Does your wife approve of you being stuck in a house that you're renting, that you're not able to have your actual equity? No. So she obviously doesn't agree and think you should stay there, right? Then let me ask you this. Then why would she ever be against something that they already don't approve of? You guys see the trap there? So I'm asking them, hey, look, which part, this is a question, which part of the program do you think your husband or wife would be most opposed to? Oh, well, the 12-month agreement, signing an agent, we want to meet with another agent, listing side, whatever it is. And what that's telling you is what their real one is. Great. I totally appreciate that's a rare one. Let's talk about what you're most afraid of in that scenario. Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you a question, right? Back to the part. Does your wife or husband approve of your current struggle? They're always going to say what? No. In most cases, unless you're just a total dick. And if they're not, that's just something you're going to tell you to. Then you're going to obviously say, right. And you go through the whole part. Then why would they be against something that they already don't approve of? What am I doing there? I'm helping them walk through logically the resistance in their own mind. But here's the thing. Some cases, I've noticed sometimes, especially with women, they're afraid their husband, at least in my experience, the husband's just going to flip out and being mad for signing some shit. I could tell that because I've even had them on the phone be mad when they book an appointment, right? Whatever it is. And so the scenario is you want to make sure to walk through that process. And I'm going to get to the ultimate close in a minute, which is what? What's the ultimate husband and wife close at the end? After that. Seems to me that you're looking for approval, right, when you should be searching for support. And that's the ultimate boom close, right? In that scenario. Here's how you're going to nail them. This is even better. This shit's so good. I want you guys to just write this one down. So, you say, right, they already approve of your current struggle. No, right. Then why would they be against anything, right? Why would they be against something they don't already approve of? And here's what you're going to say. This is how you're going to double close them if they're resistant. This is somebody who's full of shit, you're going to just lock them down, right? So we're going to say, I want you guys to write down roles reversed. I'll share the typed up thing for you guys. It's hard for me to write all this up here. So I say, let me ask you this. What if the roles reversed and your wife was struggling, right? And that she found something that was really going to help her. Would you be against it? Absolutely not. Let me ask you this. What if your wife was struggling on her own? She's been looking for houses for 12 plus months. She finally found that one thing that's going to help her get that dream house and get the home ownership dream that she wanted. Would you be against that for her? Right. Then why would she be against the same thing for you? They can't get out of it. This is a great one for who? Dad. Right? You get the dad, I got to check my dad first. He said, I can't sign anything, can't do anything. He's going to help pay for it. Right? Whatever it is in that scenario. Dad said not to. How many of you guys had? Well, Dad said not to sign anything when I came in here today. Right? And so I'm going to nail him through this in that scenario. Does your dad approve your current struggle? Nope. Right. Well, why would he be against anything? Right? Go through the same exact process with that. So, run through it one more time. Right? Do they approve your current struggle?
No.
No. And if they say, well, what does that mean? Say, do they approve you searching for a house and not be able to find one for 12 plus months while you hate your place that you rent and want to be in something that you can own? No. Right. Then why would they be against something they already don't approve of? And they want to anchor it in deeper and say, hey, what if the roles were reversed and your wife, dad, whatever was struggling, they finally found something that's going to help them? Would you be against it? No, it's all logic going through their brains. Does it make sense? So I'm logically breaking down the resistance they have in their brain. Exactly. Why would it be any different for them? I think the thing you're looking for is permission when you should be seeking for support. Here's one more nice, nasty close on the end. You say, do you think your wife could support you? Real estate is undefeated long term. Meaning that there's ups and downs in the cycle, but if you look at 20, 30, 40 years, guess what real estate is? It's always up. It's the only way to beat inflation is through home ownership, in my opinion. Does that make sense? I want to throw it off. And here's what you can do. After all this, and they're still resistant, what you can say is, hey, look, let's play this out. 3 years from now, you're still looking for a house. You didn't take advantage of this today because you're worried about your wife, what she would say, and get mad at you. Let's say you walk out of here today. You keep doing what you've been doing. 3 years from now, you still own a house. What's going to happen to you and your wife?
Who knows?
Think you'll have some resistance or resentment against her for her holding you back and taking advantage of this today? Is that fair to her? Not at all, right? So really all she needs is you to step up and make a decision.